It's kind of extraordinary that anybody in this country right now is defending a very violent terrorist organization, a network of organizations, because that's what these anarchist groups really represent. And you don't have to take my word for that. A, look at what's happening on the streets, and B, more importantly, look at their history of doing this, and then C, just go and see what they're saying about it. For those of us who've followed this for a while and know that this is what they're doing, and that this is what their agenda is. That is what's always been troubling, is the way that so many people in the media and in the political establishment have given them cover to operate, including law enforcement, by the way, and one administration after the other. This is not a Democrat, Republican, left, right, blue, red thing. These are extremists. And you see a lot of parallels between extremists on the left and the right. They're almost, with one or two small differences, they pretty much operate the same way exactly. I mean, there's no difference between what Antifa is doing and the brown shirts of Nazi Germany or the black shirts of Mussolini. So they've perpetuated this extraordinarily successful deception operation where they have people convinced that they're the anti-fascists. That's what the name means, right? But they're not at all. They are extreme fascists who their own literature shows that the world that they want is one where there are no laws, and in which there are no borders, no prisons. But it's very interesting, of course, because how do you have all of that? Well, somebody has to enforce it, right? So this is where the ideology kind of breaks down, because in their words, liberation begins where America dies. And that's what they're looking for. So people defending that are really showing themselves for who they are. They do it with their own deception operation. They're pretending that they care about good journalism. They don't. They care about silencing, intimidating, destroying, annihilating, and getting us all to self-censor so that we don't cover any of the subjects they don't want us talking about. It's really interesting but I didn't really see this coming. I'm not going to take credit for that. I mean, I'm cynical enough to know that. Just look at the way the Iranians do it. They play every horse in the race and on all sides, and they've been extraordinarily successful at doing that. And you can add to that mix state actors. A number of intelligence professionals have said. So state actors like China, the Chinese Communist Party, the Chinese government does not want Donald Trump and his administration anywhere near the Oval Office. They do not want to be shut out of the World Trade Organization and global institutions. They do not want the U.S. shutting down their vast network, surveillance network, through the universities, but then from there into every kind of business. And they're not the only ones. Very alarmingly, I can't give away my source, but let's just say that the vice president of one of an allied country to us got in touch with me recently, and when he sends me these kind of messages, I because this man is probably the most brilliant man I've ever met in my life. When he's asking, is this really happening? Because what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing from the region is that this is the end of the U.S. and it's looking like this is not going to pass. And we're wondering where that leaves us. And America is a beacon in our world. It's a beacon in the dark. And if we lose you, we've lost everything. And, when I saw that, this is a country, by the way, that we have not been kind to of late. This is not a country that is immune to criticizing the United States. And this is somebody I have enormous respect for, who is extremely plugged in. When he says the region, he's talking to the region. And so they see it. They see it across on the other side of the world. What the New York Times cannot see, they see.